Differentiation equation first. Change this 5 over x to the power 4 to 5x to the minus 4. And then the rules of differentiation are you take your index and multiply it by coefficient and then subtract 1 from the index. So 7 2s are 14, subtract 1 you get 6. Minus 4 by minus 5 is a positive 20, subtract 1 from minus 4, you get a minus 5. And any constant, that is any term that has no x in it, disappears. So you can leave this as your answer, or you can bring that x to the power minus 5 down to the bottom. So you can have 14x to the power 6 plus 20 over x to the power 5. Similar start to our integration in that we want to rewrite it. So take this 2 over x to the power 7 and write it as 2 times x to the minus 7. And then this one's okay. So when we integrate, this is our integral sign, we are going to do the opposite of differentiation. So we add 1 to our index and then divide by that new index. So adding 1 to this index gives us a minus 6, and then we're going to divide by minus 6. Adding 1 to this index gives us 5, and then we're going to divide by 5. So tidying that all up, 2 divided by minus 6 is going to be a negative. It's going to be a negative 1/3. And there's our new index. We're taking away 5 over 5, so we're taking away 1. So taking away x to the power 5. And for all of these integration questions in this exercise, we're going to have to add a constant. And how do we know when we'll have to add a constant? It's whenever we have no numbers in our integral sign. So whenever you don't see any numbers here or here, then you have to add on a constant. So our final answer can be written as minus 1/3 x to the minus 6 minus x over 5, sorry, x to the power 5 and plus c. You can also rewrite this with our x term on the bottom. So all these questions are very similar then. Take this and rewrite it so that we have our x on the top. So instead of 2 over x, we have 2 times x to the minus 1. Multiply 2 by 3 and subtract 1 from your index, you get 6x. Multiply minus 1 by 2, you get minus 2. And then subtract 1 from your index, you get minus 2. So our answer is 6x minus 2x to the minus 2. Or you can rewrite it with your x term on the bottom, a positive index. Our integration again, notice there's no numbers here. So we're going to have a plus c in all our answers. But we're going to rewrite this 1 over x squared to x to the minus 2. And then our rules of integration. So we add 1 to the index to get 6. And then divide by 6. So we have a 6th x. Second term had 1 to the index, you get minus 1. And divide by that new index. This becomes a positive. And then for integration, any constant, any number, stick an x in the end of it. So plus 2 becomes plus 2x. So you can have this as an answer, or you can rewrite so that you, instead of having x to the minus 1, you have 1 over x. Rewrite the question again. So 4 over x to the power 5 becomes 4x to the minus 5. 4 3s are 12, so 12x cubed. 4 by minus 5 is minus 20, so minus 20 x to the minus 6. And then our minus 1 disappears. So you can leave it as it is, or you can have your x to the power of 6 on the bottom. Our integration, rewrite 4 over x to the power 5 like this. So adding 1 to the index here and dividing by that new index gives 3/5. Adding 1 to the index here gives minus 4, and we're going to divide by that minus 4. And then our minus 1 becomes a minus 1x. So we have 3 over 5 x to the power of 5. And then 4 over minus 4 is minus 1. And then there's our answer. But you can also rewrite this second term as minus 1 over x to the power of 4. And don't forget your plus c. This question will rewrite the 2 over x to give us 2x to the minus 1. Differentiating 3 times a is 3a, and then subtract 1 from the index. And then minus 1 times minus 2 gives us a plus 2, and then subtract 1 from your index. So you can rewrite that as 3ax squared plus 2 over x squared. Our integration, I have already rewritten, sorry, I've brought the x to the power 4 up to the top. So then going straight into how to get our answer, add 1 to the index and divide by that index. add 1 to your index and divide by that index. So we have 3/4 divided by -4. That's going to be 3/12, but negative. And then our -6 becomes -6x. We have a plus c here. So simplify, 2/6 is 1/3. 3/12 is 1/4. And we have an answer here. So I have rewritten this 1/2x cubed to give us a half x to the -3. So then differentiate, 6 multiplied by 3/2 is 18/2, which will simplify. Then we have -3 multiplied by -1/2 is a positive 3/2. And then subtract 1 from the index, and a plus 2 goes away. So simplify your fractions, 18/2 is 9. Then we'll have 3/2, and you can rewrite it with your x to the power of -4 in the bottom if you wish. Our integration, it becomes 7x to the power of 6 minus 3x to the -3, so move your x cubed up. Add 1 to your index and divide by that new index. Add 1 to your index and divide by that new index. So we have x to the power of 7. Because we're dividing by -2 here, our minus becomes plus, and it's 3/2. You can have 3/2x squared or 3/2 with x to the power of -2 if you wish. Don't forget your plus c. So this -10 to the -10 over x to the power of 5 becomes -10x to the -5. So then 10 by a fifth is 10/5, which will simplify to give us 2. Subtracting 1 from our index. Subtracting 1 from our index. And then -5 multiplied by -10 is plus 50. And subtract 1 from our index. So you get a 50 over x to the power of 6, that should say. And the last question, we have, instead of 1/3x squared, we'll bring that x squared up to the top. So add 1 to your index and divide by that new index. Add 1 to your index and divide by that new index, changes to a negative here in this case. And then -4 becomes -4x or plus c. So 2/4 becomes a half. And you can bring that x to the power of 1 down to the bottom if you want. So it's -1/3x. Or you can leave it as it is. And then -4x plus c.